like what does it look like to use cannabis for health promotion? What does that look like for most people? And so I'll just review a couple of the points that we already talked about. Number one, sleep. Okay, so if you're not sleeping, use THC for sleep. That's usually in an oral form because that's better for helping stay asleep. But if you have trouble falling asleep, inhaled can work rapidly and help you fall asleep. And sometimes people need a combination of that. The next one would be connection, right? Connection to self, connection to nature, connection to God. Make it part of your prayer, make it part of your spiritual practice because, in my opinion, cannabis and in my experience, cannabis can really enhance those experiences. And I just circle back real quick. Like we just found out, researchers just discovered that 2,800 years ago, in a shrine in Israel, in the inner part of the temple where they keep the Torah, there were two pillars. One had cannabis burning on it, the other had frankincense burning on it. Okay, 2,800 years, 800 before Christ. I mean, like using cannabis to enhance a spiritual experience is nothing new. It's absolutely normal. You can go ahead and do it. You're probably going to feel more connected to God or nature when you do. So those are the starting. Those are kind of the pillars: sleep and connection. The other part of connection I didn't mention is social connection, right? So sharing cannabis socially can really help people open up emotionally and talk about the things that are important instead of all the crap that other people tend to talk about when they get together. I think that it kind of helps people get to the heart of it. And all of that is either THC dominant cannabis or some combination of THC and CBD. Then we look at resilience to stress, okay, because we are in a stressful environment. And I think one of the best ways for people to notch up their resilience to stress is to take some CBD with breakfast, or in the morning. And it doesn't agree with everyone, but a lot of people, even a low dose, CBD is kind of weaker than THC. So by low dose, I'm thinking like 5-10 milligrams. For some people, it might be more like 20 or 25 milligrams, and some people need even more than that. But a dose of CBD in the morning tends to help people feel sharp and focused, mentally clear, and more resilient to stress. And it's not just resilient to stress, it changes what might be distress into something that might be that helpful type of stress that's just enough to make us grow and make us, get stronger and more clever. But the delivery method of cannabis that I think is the most underrated and untalked about, and it's probably the very best way to use cannabis as a tonic meaning stay healthy, is cannabis tea. And it's so simple, and barely anyone is doing this. So when I talk about cannabis tea, what I'm really talking about are the raw cannabinoids. In their raw form, they're very different than after they've been exposed to heat above, a certain temperature. And the boiling water from the tea really just isn't hot enough to do this. So THC is not made in the plant. THCA is made in the plant, right? CBDA is made in the plant. And then those get converted to CBD and THC with time and heat. But the cannabinoid acids, that's just what the A stands for, the THC acid and the CBD acid, these are extremely absorbable into the body, much more than their neutral counterparts, so you don't need much of them. They have great anti-inflammatory effects, and they're non-psychoactive, they're non-impairing, they have pro-metabolic effects, they have anti-cancer effects. We're just starting to learn more and more about them, but they are potent way to use cannabis to promote health. So what does this look like? Take a little bit of cannabis flower. It doesn't have to be much. I'm talking about like the size of a pea. Throw it in the cup. You could throw another tea bag in there. You could pour your coffee on top of it or just pour hot water on top of it. It doesn't matter. This stuff is water soluble. It's going to get in there and you're going to be able to drink enough of it where it has a physiologic effect. It's not immediate. So unlike THC and CBD, where if you take a single dose, you might notice like, wow, I'm getting pain relief or I'm getting some anxiety relief. It's with the tea, it tends to be cumulative over time. So it's people that are doing it every day. After a week or so, they're like, wow, my joints are feeling better. Oh, my mood's better. I've been like my energy's been better. And it's just so easy. So throw a little bud. If you have the opportunity to get something that's got both CBDA and THCA in it. So it's one of these varieties of cannabis that kind of has it all. Or you could put a little pinch of THC dominant flower and a little pinch of CBD dominant flower. But I encourage the listeners to try this if they have the opportunity to drink cannabis tea once or twice a day for a couple weeks and see how they feel. It's incredible.
Hi, John Malanka here with United Patients Group. I hope you've enjoyed our videos. Please click like as well as subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Also, follow us on Twitter at Patients Group and on Facebook at United Patients Group, as well as for our podcast. Please click the link in the description below. We'll see you there. Bye-bye.